Starting with the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope that everyone is fine and healthy along with your daily activity. May Allah all protect you from every sort of disaster in this world. As we talked about in lecture 11 regarding the educations, meanings, definitions, and functions of educations, today we're going to discuss about that why education is extremely important. The top 10 reason, we will just focus on these top 10 reason. So the first thing that regarding education, what I can say, that the first thing that strikes me about education is to gain the knowledge. Education almost gave us a knowledge of the world around us and change it into something better. This educations develop in us a perspective of looking at life. It helps us in building opinions and have a points of view on things around us. So many people debate over the subjects of whether education is the only thing that gives knowledge. Some of them say that education is the process of gaining information about the surrounding world, while knowledge is something very different. They are right, but then again, information cannot be converted into knowledge without educations. So education makes us capable of interpreting things among other things. It is not just about listen in a textbooks, but it is all about the lesson of life. One thing that we can do to provide education for all people, that no child left behind and change the world for good. So education is very much important for our day-to-day understanding of our life. Education is all about learning skills and knowledge. It also means helping people to learn how to do things and how to support them to think about what they are learning. So through educations, the knowledge of society, country, in the world is passing from one generation to another generations. So simply we say that a good education will equip us as a competent participants on the path of lifelong learnings. So a good education give beyond the accumulation of facts the acquisition of skills. To help us learn how to learn, a good education is not an end itself. A good education is but a starting point. So, as we say that education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, value, beliefs, and habits, this educational methods is transforming the form of educations from one generation to the other by the help of storytelling to others, by the help of discussions, by the help of teachings, by the help of trainings, and direct research. All these are the sources that we are transforming the knowledge from one generation to the next by all these methods. So it is important because education is the only treasures. It is important because education is the only treasure that could not be taken away from us. No one can take this education from you. It is the only treasure, it is the only assets which remains with you forever, and no one will be capable to take this from you. So it is very important for the reason that we are talking about. So proper and good education is very important for all of us because it facilitates quality learnings, although the lifelong among the people of any age. It takes place among the people of any groups, any caste, any creed, religion, and region. So it is the process of achieving knowledge, values, skills, beliefs, in moral habits that help us too much in our life. It is education, it's a gateway to the professions. It means that if you get education, you will get the professions. So it's a gateway. But if you get a proper education, society needs you, people needs you, nation and country needs you, world needs you if you are properly a qualified persons. So education is we see that those that they are living with a qualified degree and they have been qualified in their relevant subjects, they always live in a peaceful environment. But where there is no education, where there is spread of ignorance in nations, there is the spread of sorrow, there is the spread of complaint of life, there is the spread of crimes, and there is dishonesty among people, and there is disappointment, and there is the life of people is not happy. So let us discuss about these 10 reasons. The first thing, for a happy and a stable life, the first reason why we're getting education, why it is extremely important, because it is important for a happy and a stable life. If you want to lead a happy life, enjoy the good things the world has to offer, you certainly need to get educated. A great job, a good social reputations are a few of the many benefits of being an educated person. So education is must for promising and secure your future and having a stable life. If you are qualified and have properly educated, it means that for a happy and a stable life, education is very much important, because you would not be fearful about what you are not having, but you will be always hopeful for what you are not having, you will have it in future. So if you would like to have a stable and a happy life, so go ahead with getting and obtaining of a proper education. The second point itself, we're looking for money, we're looking for assets, we're looking for capital. So education itself a capital, as I said in earlier my first slide, that education is a treasures that could not be taken away from you. تعلیم یک سرمایه است که هیچ کس شما این گرفتن نمیتونه. این امرای شما هستن تا که شما هستین و این خاطر میگیم که سرمایه است. ولی سرمایه فیزیکی، پول فیزیکی که شما دارین شاید دزدی شود، شاید گم شود، شاید از شما کسی پول بگیره، لیکن education همون سرمایه و خزانه هستن که هیچ کس از شما گرفته نمیتونه. So itself education is money. So how much money is important for us in the life that we are struggling for? So let us we struggle for getting of education. So finally it's a money, it's a capital. So an educated person has more chance of landing up of a good, a high paying job. Everybody wants a good life, but the good life, it may be called as the root of all evils. But most people will agree that money is important for survival in today's world. The more educated you are, the better career options you will have in the futures. If you are a well-qualified person, there is a lot of options for you. There is a lot of professional options for you, that you will be properly recruited in a proper organizations where education is matters. So education is money. Nobody can take this money from you. Go ahead with it. Get the educations. You will be secure. Your life and property will be secure. Your psychologicals balance will be secure. So let us get this education. It might help us in the futures. And education itself, it's an equality. Education is the name of equalities. It is a sense and concept of equalities. Education تعلیم یعنی مساوات. وقتی که ما شما تحصیل کرده باشیم، فهمیده انسان باشیم، طبعا ما میتونیم در جامعه جبر، ظلم، زیادتی این چیزا دور میکنیم، به خاطر که یک انسان فهمیده میفهمه به چه خاطر تحصیل کرده و همیشه کوشش میکنه که در میان هر نوع فعالیت هایی که در زندگی امروزش روبرو میشود، از زندگی فردی، فامیلی، جامعی شروع میشه تا به دنیا، یعنی یک نوع طلبگاری به خاطر اکوالیتی و مساوات میکند. So if you want to see the world as just in a fair place where everyone is given equal opportunity, so education is what we require. Education is a must if we want to do away with existing difference between different social classes and genders. It opens a whole world of opportunity for the poor so that they may have an equal shot at well-paying jobs. Education always plays a major role in women empowerment. So that's why equality will be there. If males are getting education, so this education, the male will be taught and educated that you are female who are being at home, who are your sister and who are your sister and cousins. They are equally being motivated to go to schools and university and get educations. So we, the males, are being taught about these in education. Once we get the education, then we will call upon for the equality of women, and then we call for the equality of women empowerment. So that's why it's compulsory both on male and female. Islam also encourage the people, just male and female, to get the educations and understand the world around in which they are living, and to have a prosperous and good life. As well as this education makes you self-dependent. Once you are qualified persons, once you are great persons, you have been qualified with the assets of education, definitely you would be a self-dependent persons. You would not be dependent on others because you can do something for yourself. You are doctors, you are engineers, you are politicians, you are judge, you are economist. So whatever you are that you have gone throughout your life, that is education. That is why we say that education is a gateway for the professions. If you get the educations, it means that you are self-dependent on yourself, not depend on the others. So education is very important if you would like to be, or if you want to be a self-dependent person. It helps you become financially independent, but that's not all. Education also makes you wiser so that you can make your own decisions. Why we say you will be self-dependent? But for example, if you're going somewhere searching for a great doctors, so no need to take someone with yourself to help you in reading the signboards and finding the address of a great doctors. So because you already know about, you can already do it, you can read it, the signboard, you can read every address, you can read about a great doctors, because you do not depend on others to tell them that let's us and read this, what is written in this piece of paper or what is written over there in the signboard. So that is why it makes you self-dependent. As well as this education turns your dreams into a reality. What is your dream, your aim in life? Do you want to become rich? Do you want to become popular? Do you want to become extremely successful person who is respected by people? Well, the key to all this is educations. If you would like to become popular, if you would like to become extremely successful persons, if you would like to become respected by other people in society, so the only key for all these is to get the education. Of course, there are some exceptions, like sportsmen who don't really who don't really owe their success to their education. However, in most cases, your degree is what helps you realize all your dreams. همه خوابه ما شما او را به حقیقت ما بدل می سازد. اگر ما تحصیل کنیم، اگر ما تحصیل کرده باشیم، با همکاری ایمی تحصیل ما می توانیم خوابهای خود را به حقیقت ما بدل بسازیم، چیزی که ما در ذهن ماست میتونیم او را ما به دست بیاریم. So makes the world a safer and more peaceful place. Education majorly affects our understanding of the difference between right and wrong. An educated person is well aware of the consequence of wrong, illegal actions, and he is less likely to get influenced and do something which is not legally, morally right. Also, a number of uneducated people who live a poverty-stricken life owing to lack of opportunity often turn to illegal ways such as theft and robbery to solve their problems. If you are educated, you are all aware of your rights, the law, and your responsibility toward your society. Hence, education is an important factor which contributes in social harmony and peace. So that's why we say that education makes the world a safer and a more peaceful place. If your educations, you understand between the right and wrong, and you will do the right, and you will abide or avoid the wrong ones. Educated person is always know about what is the end result of the bad actions, what is the end result of illegal actions. They all know about it, so that's why they will not get it to do the bad things. So that's why if all people are educated and everyone understand the bad and the illegal action consequences, so definitely they will not do it, the bad things, because they already know about it. So in such case we can say that the world will be safer and we will live in a peaceful environment. As well as this education will make you confident. اگر شما تحصیل کرده هستین شما میتونین با سر خودتان اعتماد پیدا بکنین، شما سر خودتان اعتماد میباشین. Your educational degree is considered as a proof of your knowledge by many. If you are educated, you have more chance of being heard and taken seriously. اگر شما تحصیل کرده هستین مردم برای شما گوش میگیره، جدی میشن. اگر تحصیل کرده هستین طبعا مردم قدر جدی نمیشن، برای شما گوش هم نمیگیره، میگه خودش نمیفهمه، ما از چی خواهد از یاد بگیریم. So generally an uneducated man will find it harder to express his view and opinions owing to lack of confidence. کسایی که تحصیل کرده نیستن و باز اعتماد نفس هم نمی داشته باشد، نمیتونه به شکل آسانی در میان مردم نظر خود را ابراز بکند. So even if he does so, people may not take him seriously. Education gives you the confidence to express your viewpoints and opinions. اگر برای شما مردم گوش هم بگیرد و شما بی‌سواد باشین، تحصیل کرده نباشین، مردم اینقدر جدی نمیگیرن نظری که کسایی که تحصیل کرده هستند. So the next point is education is helpful for making a developed society. We all live in a society which has its own set unspoken rules and regulation, and one of them is education. The society expects you to go to school, followed by college, get a job, settle down, etc. In fact, education helps you become a useful member of the societies. An educated member certainly has a greater chance to contribute to his community, and this education helps you become an active member of the societies and participate in the ongoing changes and the development of the society. So developed society is because of developed educations. Developed nations are because of developed education system. So let us, if you would like to develop the society, let us first develop ourselves by or through the educations. اگر ما بخوایم که جامعه پیشرفت کنه، اولتر بیاییم که ما خود ما بهترین باشیم، تحصیل کرده باشیم، ما خود مترقی و پیشرفته در تحصیل باشیم. So education is very much important for economic growth of the nations. به خاطر رشد اقتصادی یک دولت، یک ملت بسیار مهم است که ما تحصیل کرده باشیم. Australia, USA, Japan are a few countries with very high literacy rates. These countries are extremely prosperous and successful, and the citizens are having a high per capita income. On the other hand, in developing nations like Afghanistan and some other South Asian countries, where the literacy rate is not as high, is very much low, as a number of peoples are still living below the poverty line. It's all about because of the lack of education. So education is vital for the economic prosperity of a nation. بخاطر رشد اقتصادی یک ملت تحصیل بسیار مهم است. So education will save you from being fooled and cheated. اگر شما تحصیل کرده هستین هیچ کس نمیتونه برای شما دوکا و چل فریب بده. So that's why we say it saves you from being fooled and cheated. Education saves you from being exploited and fooled. We live in a country where we enjoy a number of rights and freedom. It's easier to take advantage of innocent and literate people. They may be trapped into signing false documents or be deprived of some rights which they have, because unlike an educated person are not well aware about their rights and freedoms. So now let us just discussing about very shortly regarding the function of education. There are two main functions of education institution in every society: manifest function and latent functions. So the manifest function, the function which are achieved directly or which are visible or which are manifest, which are clearly visible to all others. So what the first function do the education? Transmission of cultures. How we would be just able to transform the knowledge, the culture from one generation to other? We are going to educate them. We have to train them. We have to tell them a story. We have to discuss about them. So people will get the knowledge and they will transform to the next generation. So that's why the first and foremost function of education is transmission of culture. So the education system transmits our culture value to the next generation. Every generation adds something from its own experience while passing to the next generation. Example, the mosque in the worships, the marriage custom and other values are transmitted through the culture traits. Education helps us in bringing the new creation, creating new idea, bringing innovations. So education as an institution, innovation is society. It creates the sense in the student to invent something new. Inventing of something new or invention of something new is only possible first of all by getting of the proper education. So character formation is only possible by getting education. This is one of the major functions of education, to build the character of the students. They learn the social and cultural values, does and don't, and some powerful members of the society. The character is a morality which is transmitted through educations. So this education will help us to prepare for the occupational role. As I say, it is a gateway for the professions. So the educational institution provide the opportunity to the individual for the occupations and guides them to perform their rules. Example, the teacher perform the duty or rule to socialize and make the student to perform the active role in the welfare of the community. Doctor to cure patients. It also prepares the student to serve the nation in various fields. So education gives the courage to select a professions. Engineers, politicians, economists, these are all being prepared by getting of educations. So personal development adjustment. If you would like to personally adjust ourselves in any environment, then we need to be properly educated. So by educations, an individual makes personal adjustment with the environment in which he lives. She or he can easily adjust itself in the social group in community because of the well understanding of the surrounding world. Because of the educations, the education social life, the individual is to be adjusted in all the social situations. اگر ما خوب بخوایم که خود را امرای هر نوع محیط سازگار بسازیم، ما ضرورت به این داریم که ما تعلیم یافته باشیم. باز ما میتونیم امرای هر نوع محیط سازگار باشیم، سازگار کنیم، خود سازگار بکنیم. So it helps in the socialization of the family members. میتونه در تربیه بسیار مهم اصل داره تحصیل. School teach the students rule. Specific academic subjects and political socializations are taking place. All about it's because of the help of educations. Schools are responsible for identifying the most qualified people to fill a valuable position in society. So that is called a social placement. It's because about all the educations. So family living, it teaches the patriotisms. That's what I'm doing. Patriotisms and techniques of learning skills. میتونه که ما یک آموزشی نو هنر چی به چه قسم و چه قسم بگیریم به دست بیاریم کسب بکنیم. That is because of the educations. So, to teach children the basic law of society and contribution of school to the development at different levels of society, so we have to educate politically the peoples. To socialize children into various rules, behaviors and value of society, we need to do it for a social purpose. To help and solve the social problem, we do it for a social purpose. To prepare students for their later occupational rules, for their economic purpose. In social control, schools are responsible for teaching value such as discipline, respect, obedience, punctuality, and preserving. These are all about being taught in different schools, that is for the social controls of the people. While it also have the latent function as well, those functions which are achieved indirectly and which are not invisible, which are invisible or latent function. So this includes reinforcement of social stratifications. میتونیم توسط تعلیم در جامعه در میان مردم یک نوع طبقه بندی به صورت بیاید. هر چقدر انسان تعلیم یافته باشه، اما قدر حیثیت و عزتشان در جامعه مقامشان بلندتر هستند. So, education reinforces social stratification. For example, the person who has gotten higher education has higher prestige in our society than uneducated one. So, strata are formed due to education. در جامعه که طبقه بندی افراد میشه با اساس علمیت میشه. یک نفر زیاد میفهمه اما قدر حیثیت زیاد در جامعه داره، مردم برشان گوش میگیره. این نوع طبقه بندی با اساس کسب تعلیم هستند. فقط ما میگیم که this is the latent functions. While acquaintance violence، وقتی که ما تحصیل میکنیم ما آشنایی ما با امرای محیط و دنیای دیگر بسیار وسیع‌تر میشود. They develop their knowledge about different people and area, their living standard and style, customs, etc. All these process of interaction can be made possible only through education. As well as this education help us in social control. Education enlightens the conception about good and bad. It lets the individual to know about right and wrong. And education, an individual can eradicate a deviant behavior from society through education. اگر ما بخوایم که از در جامعه ما سلوک و رفتار و روش انسانی در جامعه ما کدامی که مضر هستند از بین ببریم، پس ما میایم تاکید سری تعلیم میکنیم، پس این نوع بیهیویر از جامعه خود به خود از بین میره. ایژوکیشن در آخر گفته میتونیم که بسیار مهم به خاطر این هستند که ما بتانیم مشکلات اجتماعی ما که ما روزمره امرایشان دست به گریبان هستیم او را از بین ببریم. It is only possible with the help of education. So every society has some social problem which needs to be solved. It is the educational institution which provide able and intelligent people for finding out the causes and solution of all these problems. So, education is the only source through which we can collect the data and solve all the existing social problems that is existing in the society. So, my suggestions, my advice is for all of the students that you should need to be properly educated. Take the advantage of the time, read the book how much you can. Go for the textbook, study in details, and clear your concept. Word will be clear for you. Surrounding will be clear for you. You will have a safer and peaceful life if you are having a clear concepts. So it's very important. Let us take this opportunity to get the opportunity to use our energy and getting of educations. Go for it. Even if that is anywhere where its possibility is not much, we have to go for it and bring that possibility to educate ourselves, qualify ourselves, and serve this nation, serve this child, the children of this nation to be properly tomorrow educated. So this was all about today's lectures. If you have got any queries and questions, let me contact. I'm just openly welcome all of you just to come for the open debate and come to my WhatsApp number just to share your views, critics and suggestions for improvement of the lectures, as well as for making your concept clear And if you have got any query and critics and questions, put your questions on the WhatsApp that I could give an answer on the spot or later on in order to solve your problems. Till then, Allah Hafiz, wish you all the best, stay blessed and happy.